We've well outstripped Fogarty by now.
Aye, you'll be at least 2 days astern of her, sir. He's a good sailor, is the Osmond, sir. We'll be first in Foochow, never fear.
Only half the race. The ship that first puts a line ashore at Liverpool's the winner.
You leave the sailing to me, sir. I'll give her my word. We'll be first home with the tea.
You'd better be right, Mr. Baines. The winner controls the Onedins Steamship Company. You comfortable?
Yes, thank you, James.
How long will it be now?
You've asked me that same question every day for the past month. I promise you, our son will be born in Liverpool.
I've 2 reasons now for a fast passage, eh? And, are you sure you're eating enough?
James, I never stop eating.
Well, those bouts of sickness you had before we left home,
I told you at the time it was nothing more than a woman's ailment. Oh, don't look so worried.
The moment we reach Foochow, you shall have the best doctor available.
When will that be?
I'll show you. Yeah, no, you sit where you are. Here we are. Now, I reckon Fogarty's about 2 days astern of us. We should be in Foochow within about 48 hours. Then we'll be loaded and homeward bound before he can get his mooring lines out.
Oh, don't be overconfident, James. The tea crop may not be ready.
Oh, yes, it will. Our cable from Liverpool requesting our agent to hold 10,000 cases against our coming, whatever the cost. We shall win this race, Anne. And then Albert shall build not one, but a fleet of steamships. For our son to inherit, eh?
I reckon Onedins got the legs of us.
Aye, but we'll show him a trick or two yet, Mr. Bunny. Now keep every stitch on, eh?
In 4 or 5 days, we shall be in Foochow.
The mate says James Onedin might be there in 2. He's outsmarted and outsailed you, and I can't imagine what you find so amusing in this situation. It is my money you're gambling with, remember?
Our money, dear.
Sometimes I think that's the only reason you married me.
Emma, stop being childish. All right, what is it this time?
You're so gross.
Little Miss Precious mustn't be touched. Have you forgotten we're married?
Oh, forgive me, Daniel, please. It's shipboard life. No privacy. Those coarse seamen and their vulgar language. I've not had one scrap of civilized conversation since we left home.
Well, if that tittle-tattle you and your lady friends indulge in passes for conversation, then you're better off for being without it.
I'm sorry, Daniel.
Aye, sorry for yourself.
Why shouldn't I be? What sort of a honeymoon is this, cooped up together in a ship's cabin?
What do you expect on your honeymoon? To bring all your friends along with us?
You...
We have your tea ready to load, Captain. 1,000 chests of finest pekoe and 9,000 chests of best Congo. You appreciate that because we had to hold it for you in the face of fierce competition. The reserve price will be an extra £1 a ton.
I'm sure my principal will raise no objection.
And your principal is?
Mr. Mitchell.
Mr. Mitchell's reputation is quite well known with us. But he does seem in an extraordinary hurry to have his shipment this year. I know there is always a demand for the first of the new crops, but...
What?
Oh, cue yourself, Captain. Cable is from Liverpool. Price apparently no object. And we also have instructions from Callan and Company of Liverpool to load one of the crack tea clippers, seemingly rerouted from Yokohama, and keep her standing by.
Callan ship, did you say?
The Viper. She's were just astern of you. Her captain has instructions that he's to change over with the Captain Fogarty of the Pandora the moment she arrives.
Devil eaters.
4 months at sea. And now you expect me simply to transfer from one ship to another without time to set foot on land. Really, it's monstrous.
So James Onedins outsmarted me, has he? Well, we shall be sailing for Liverpool before he's even begun loading.
I might have known Fogarty to have some trick up his sleeve. A viper. Huh. His new clipper's rightly named.
And she's a flyer, sir. Fogarty will be out with the tide in the morning. That'll give him at least 2 days' lead.
I know that. Well, you're the old China hand. What do we do?
Well, 2 things, sir. The barometer's dropping, and I heard the rumble of thunder in the northwest this morning. And some flashes of lightning in them mountains.
So?
I looked over the side. There was quite a quantity of yellow mud swirling around the river. Now, I think we're due for the burst of the monsoon. Can't be good, Jamaica. It keeps the fever off you.
Get on with it, Baines.
Now, if Mr. Fogarty sails before us in the monsoon, he'll need to navigate very cautiously, because this river's full of spits and sandbars. And he can't use his speed until he's clear, and that'll take him 12 hours at least.
That applies to both of us. So where's the advantage?
Well, in the old days, sir, we learned a trick. There used to be fleets of Chinese war junks lying in wait for us downriver. And when the monsoon breaks, the headwaters come roaring down in full spate. And when that river runs, it takes everything before it, including them treacherous sandbags. So what we used to do, we used to set our storm cameras only and hang on to our mooring lines, and when the wind came, chop through it, and away we go.
Could work.
Before Fogarty knows it, we'll be snapping at his heels. Best of health to you, sir, and Mrs. Onedin, and the young and to be.
Now, you suggested 2 things, Baines. What was the other one, eh?
Well, I had a close look at Mr. Fogarty's Viper, and I think he's made a mistake in choosing her for this race.
You do you?
Aye, she carries a pair of canvas, but she's broad in the beam. She's a heavy weather ship. And the roaring 40s, she'd snore along and leave us standing.
But on this passage, we're in for our share of fitful winds.
Aye. So we change our fore and main yards round. You see, that'll give us an extra 2 widths of canvas on the fore. Now, that's perfect for light winds. Once in the Indian Ocean, we change them back again.
All right, then. I'll take your advice. Rouse them out in the morning and put the work to hand. But we won't change back. We'll rig an extra main yard, an extra 6 feet either side.
But a sudden squall would take the sticks right out of us, sir.
Oh, what's the chance we'll have to take? I intend to win this race, come hell or high water. My son will be born in Liverpool.
I can't find anything seriously wrong. A light fever, perhaps, but I recommend Batley's sedative with a little opium as a sovereign remedy 3 times a day. Oh, my fee will be $5 for the consultation and half $1 for the specific. Oh, thank you kindly. I'll call every day until you sail.
That won't be necessary. We sail with the tide. Good day to you, Doctor.
Oh, good day.
Sail with the tide.
Now, no more tantrums, if you please. I've much work to do and no time to deal with fits of the vapors.
You couldn't be so cruel. I require rest and comfort, and I must go ashore. I will not stay another minute aboard this ship.
Yes, you will, Emma.
I'm going ashore.
That won't stop me.
You mean you'd sail without me?
I've no intention of losing this race on the whims of a spoilt child.
I forbid you to sail.
You forbid nothing. I am Callan of Company. From now on, I make the decisions. You sail with the tide.
You still suffer from the pain, Mrs. Onedin.
A little.
More than a little, I fancy.
The child, will it be all right?
Oh, you'll have a bonny bairn, no doubt about that. But it's no the baba we're concerned about now, is it?
Well, that is my sole concern.
Then it shouldn't be. All life is precious, including your own.
Is the risk then that grave?
What can I say that your own medical man didn't tell you back in Liverpool? Your husband's a heartless fool.
He doesn't know.
You didn't tell him.
He longs for a son.
Did you think to give him a choice? You've a strong spirit and you've a fair chance. Once you're back in Liverpool, you have the benefit of the best medical attention. I hear they've got chloroform and antiseptics. Medicine's made great strides since my young day. Out here on the coast, a man loses touch. In the meantime, here's a Chinese concoction. I highly recommend it whenever you feel the pain.
Oh, it
No,
won't.
no, it won't harm the baby one little whit. Take it as required. Well, good day to you, Mrs. Onedin.
Thank you, Doctor.
And remember, from this day forward, it's your health that matters. Your health, nothing else. Tell your husband that.
Well, there she goes, Mr. Baines.
Aye, I'm carrying cotton sails.
What?
It's the mate's idea. I had a drink with him last night. He's a flying fish sailor. Fair weather man. That's the monsoon on its way.
So oppressive. We move so slowly.
It's the river. Requires careful navigation. But tomorrow we'll be in the open sea. And we'll show Onedin a clean pair of eels.
I've done my best for you, Mr. Onedin. We've cut the normal loading time by almost half a day.
Well, I'm very grateful to you, Mr. Chan, but we still have to wait for the tide. Foggett is still 2 days ahead of us.
Aye, sir. The monsoon's just about to burst.
Right, Mr. Baines. Let go fore and aft.
Aye, aye, sir. Let go forward! Let go aft! All clear fore and aft, sir.
Right, Mr. Baines. Main and mizzen topsails.
Aye, sir. Stand by to set main and mizzen topsails!
The no name, indeed. When did you charter her?
A few months ago. She was chartered for the Frazers with our money. Didn't cost you or your brother a penny piece.
It must have cost you a pretty penny, though. I mean, chugging up and down the Mersey without so much as a ha'porth of the cargo.
I didn't intend to use her to carry cargo. She's used solely for experimental purposes.
What, for the Golden Nugget, you mean?
Well, what else? It was a question of a suitable steering engine, for example, higher boiler pressures.
But how do you intend to recover your costs? A ship that goes without cargo eats money.
It's my loss, no one else's. I'm not accountable to the Onedins for my personal expenditure.
And more fool you. Take my advice, Albert. Get rid of the no name.
Oh, get rid of her.
Immediately.
But I've only...
Transfer her to the Onedins Steamship Company.
Well,
Don't you see? Let the company make her pay her way. Yes, we'll ship out slate from North Wales, coal across to Ireland, yes. And you can carry out your experiments at the same time.
You seem uncommonly considerate in the interest, Robbie.
And we'll carry a few passengers and all. Liverpool, Holyhead, Cork. There's a growing trade in passengers, you know.
Oh, I see. With food and stores supplied by Robert Onedin, Chandler.
Why not? Shipping is our business. I'll get the necessary documents drawn up straight away.
Brother Robert's becoming quite the shrewd businessman.
Albert, have you forgotten?
What?
We're to pay your mother a visit.
Oh, no, my love, it's out of the question. Oh, well, Robert's held me up as it is.
But we promised her faithfully.
Look, I must clear this work. You go ahead, take the carriage, and I'll join you there later.
It's a fine evening. I'll walk.
One word, and over you go.
Jessop!
You're James Onedin's sister. I'll not be taken. Not again. Not again.
Quickly, come with me.
You have what?
You remember Jessop?
Indeed I do. The leader of that confounded seaman's strike. And you have the temerity to bring such a man into my house.
Our house, Albert. And I have him hidden in our stables.
Are you aware of the penalties for aiding and abetting an escaped convict?
He should never have gone to prison in the first place. Even James saw some justice in their seaman's strike.
James saw profit for himself.
Jessop's wife died in penury and his children are in the poorhouse.
He should have thought of wife and family first.
That's not an argument likely to appeal to a desperate man.
It's impossible for him to stay here.
I know you'll think of something.
He's a sailing shipman.
But the docks will be watched.
And he'll have no papers. He'll require a new identity and a new profession. It is possible. For your sake, not his.
I knew you'd think of something.
Oh, you will ring for tea, while I'll arrange to ship the fellow across to Ireland.
Thank you, Albert.
But he will work, mark you.
Jessop?
And you have the effrontery to sit there and tell me to my face that you're harboring a criminal?
I trust you and Robert can keep still tongues in your heads for once.
My husband is far too much the gentleman ever to voice his opinion of his sister's criminal escapades.
Good. I suggest you follow his example then, Sarah.
And why should I?
If you do not consider it to be your wifely duty to conform to your husband's wishes, then I suggest you give heed to the old adage, mud sticks.
It will not brush off on us.
If any information be laid, you may be sure that it will, Sarah.
Elizabeth, you would embroil us all.
Right, I'm finished. Come along then, Sarah. The no-name has steam up and ready to go.
That silly girl.
What?
Jessop. She expects us all to keep silent.
Jessop sails a stoker on the no-name, and there's an end to it. Come on.
now 21 days' sail from Foochow and as yet no sight of Mr. Fogarty's Viper. The air is somewhat oppressive and the wind light and fitful. As these light winds suit us the better, James has great hopes of overhauling the Viper.
Sail! Ho!
It's her. It's the Viper she's become.
Right, Mr. Baines.
Yep. Everything all right? Yep. Are you lazy, good for nothing?
Come on duty, Jessop.
Aye.
Pressure's low.
Aye, sir.
Stop hold.
We're running short of power, sir.
Right, Captain. You'll get power enough shortly.
We need all you can give us.
Right. Crossing the bar against a flat tide and the wind's picking up. Ship hasn't enough way in it to clear the Burberg banks. Stuffy, isn't it? No wonder the fire won't draw. Damn fools left the ventilator closed. Open the firebox ventilator, will you, Jessop?
Aye, sir.
That blasted bearing again. Bear a hand here, will you, Jessop?
Sure. Check the pressure.
My God, the boiler will burn! Jessop, open that valve quickly, man! Turn that valve off! Down, you Get out of this,
Don't touch it, don't touch it.
Captain! Captain!
Aye, sir.
Turn back to Liverpool!
Wind's shifting. We're in for a blow, sir.
Cotton sails.
I knew them cotton rags would know. We best shorten sail and walk past her easy, sir.
Keep her as she is.
represented by the best tubman money can buy. Dr. Malloy will be calling at the Bridewell within the hour.
Thank you, sir. And you, good lady.
Weather of it. You'll have to show him canvas a driver under, right, Mr. Bunny? Aye, Captain. Let's show him some real sailing. Break down the lower main to gallants. Let's see what you can do under real canvas.
Aye, Captain. Time to load! Main lower to gallant! Up you go!
Piper's fighting on more canvas, sir.
Set the royals, Mr. Baines. Give him a run for his money.
The Vipers are heavy weather ships, sir. We're not.
The royals, Mr. Baines. Hold it!
What's a smuggle?
Your face.
You lie still now. Sent a couple of hands down. It's all the dunnage. I must go on deck. I'm required.
Yes, James. I understand.
Child?
It'll be all right.
Turn up the lamp, Emma, my love.
When we're winning, it's Emma, my love. When we're losing, it's Emma, fetch and carry.
Well, we've just picked up the trade wind, so for the next few weeks, it's all going to be plain sailing and Emma, my love.
Did you love Elizabeth?
At the time, yes.
But not anymore.
Not anymore.
Do you love me?
Of course.
Well, then, love is not constant. It changes.
It can be constant, it can change. There's no certainty. It must depend upon mutual affection and esteem and trust, Emma. There must be trust.
The day we were married, I entrusted to you not only myself, but my entire fortune. Would you have done the same?
Without hesitation.
Then prove it.
How?
Give up this foolish race now for me.
All that would do is prove you'd married a fool.
Win or lose, you'd still own Callan and Company. You stake no more than ambition on the outcome.
James Onedin should win this race. Within a few years, there would not be any Callan and Company. That is why we have to win this race, Emma.
I was speaking of love, Daniel.
Come in. Decided Cape Verde's ahead, sir.
Well, now, on my reckoning, the Viper's about 2 days ahead of us. Now, if I know Fogarty will give himself plenty of sea room, he'll be mid-Atlantic now to catch the Westerners. So we'll keep to the east, straight for the Azores, eh?
Yes, it'll be light and fitful, sir.
Ah, well, to catch the Viper, just cut a few corners.
Aye, sir.
Lay off the course, Mr. Baines.
Keeping in good health, ma'am?
Oh, under the circumstances, exceedingly well, thank you, Mr. Baines. How long before we arrive?
About 3 weeks, given fair weather.
That is cutting it fine.
Oh, many a lusty lad has been born aboard ship, ma'am.
My son will be born in Liverpool, Mr. Baines. I've set my mind on it.
In that case, I have no doubt, ma'am.
You will stand by Mr. Onedin, whatever happens, won't you, Mr. Baines?
Of course, ma'am. Mr. Onedin can outsail Mr. Fogarty and a dozen of his like any day of the week.
I'm sure, but there may come a time when he stands in need of staunch friends.
Mr. Onedin can always rely on me, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Baines.
All right, that'll do. Not taking part in a joinery competition. Mr. Baines, that wheel ship with you.
Aye, sir. Ship the wheel.
Sail ho!
Sir, it's the Viper. Caught her. Mr. Baines, we've caught her. Right, Mr. Baines, stand by to come about.
Stand by, come about!
Emily.
Emily.
Mainsail haul.
Mainsail haul!
Entering the Mersey on the front. A few more minutes and we'll hoist the pilot's flag. Then the race will be ours.
Oh! Oh, Jane.
Jack.
Not yet. Please, not yet. Hurry, Jane. Hurry.
You need the doctor now.
Mr. Baines!
At least there's something I can do about that. Mr. Baines, don't hoist the pilot flag. Don't take the sail out.
Sir.
No, James.
We'll not wait to pick up the pilot. Sail her in yourself.
We must pick up the pilot, sir. Harbour regulations. Fogarty will claim the race.
Oh!
Baines, sail her into port.
Aye, aye, sir.
James, the race was yours.
I'll not lose you or the child.
He's not stopping to pick up the pilot. Onedins outsmarted himself this time. I shall win the race by default.
Pilot boat alongside, Captain.
Aye, aye, bosun. We've won ever. We've won!
Let's go and wait for Mr. Mitchell.
I'm coming with you.
No, James, there's nothing you can do. Here's James.
Well, gentlemen, you both have copies of our agreement.
Yes, Mr. Mitchell.
I'm sure the terms are more than familiar. In essence, the winner to receive from me the balance of Onedin Line steamship shares at the agreed price of £5,000.
I claim the race.
But I understood Mr. Onedin's ship was the first to dock.
Oh, well, only by the exercise of his usual sharp practice. He didn't stop to pick up the pilot, thus infringing harbour regulations. I claim the race by default.
I see. Is this true, Mr. Onedin? Did you dock without a pilot?
I had no choice. My wife was in labour.
So the shares are mine.
We're prepared to abandon a race already won, sir.
It was not already won. If I hadn't stopped to pick up the pilot, I could have outsailed him right up the Mersey.
You couldn't outsail a herring boat. Forget that.
The first ship to put a line ashore. Well, there's nothing in this document concerning pilotage.
Well, there is nothing in this document concerning wives being in labour.
If Mr. Onedin wishes to incur the wrath of the harbour authorities, that's entirely his own affair. I'm a sporting man myself, and I admire a man prepared to hazard all, whatever the reason.
What? It's implicit that we must comply with harbour regulations.
I'm sorry, I judge Mr. Onedin to be the winner.
Damn you, Onedin.
Congratulations, sir, on gaining the control of your company.
You must leave now, sir.
It's my daughter, you see.
And soon you'll have a lovely grandchild. Come on. Out with you, sir.
I'm afraid it will be a difficult birth, Mrs. Onedin.
Yes, Doctor. You did warn me.
You understand what we must do?
I'm prepared.
Very well. I can promise you one thing. It will be quite painless.
Chloroform? It won't hurt the baby.
No, no, of course not. Trust us, Mrs. Onedin. Now, don't struggle against it. Breathe in slowly and deeply. Slowly and deeply.
James.
Slowly. Quickly now.
James, you're a father.
James, congratulations.
Congratulations. Oh, James.
Not yet, James.
You must allow them a few minutes, James.
Oh, yes, of course.
Oh, I'm glad.
Good health.
Good health. So come upstairs now. I'm sorry. I did warn her. As God is my witness, less than a 12-month ago in this very room, I told her, no children. Please go.
You have a daughter. It's a lovely little girl.
You kept your bargain.